Well, good morning wherever you are. As you know, I'm Graham Moore and I'm here today with a very special guest who I've known for a couple of years, maybe going on for a couple of years. Alia Al Ali. Brief introduction. Alia Al Ali is an award-winning leader from Dubai, UAE, young woman who is going places as a leader. So, Alia, hi there. How are you?
Hello, hello. Good morning. It's been a long time, and I'm happy to be here with you, Coach, and very excited to have this kind of conversation with you today.
Thank you. And we both like talking about leadership, and we know the importance of leadership. And I want to take you back a little bit to when you first recognized that leadership is something that you should be involved in.
So when I recognized that leadership is something
good thing to be doing.
Good thing to be doing. Now,
yeah.
If I look back into the days when I started my journey of career, it's that was basically when I started mingling with more people post the university life, I would say. And it wasn't that I recognized it. It was people who recognized people like mentors, coaches, those who were leaders in my view back then. And that's maybe summarizes the entire journey of exploring what leadership or good leadership is.
So, okay, how would you define good leadership?
In a nutshell, it's like leading a path towards something of a good impact, not for one individual, but for the greater good. So it could be hand holding an individual, putting them into the right path, encouraging them, motivating them, directing them towards an impact or a good deed that this person could have done it, but they were like having that illusion or unclear vision towards what's it like to have what's it's like to exist or develop or to grow by tomorrow and the upcoming days.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that it's about helping others, right? And Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum says, if you have a desire to help other people, you are a leader. It's a fairly simple definition, isn't it?
It is that servant leadership.
Yeah. So obviously, well, we don't need to go into too many details, but you're in the corporate world and you're doing really very well. Let's talk for a moment about behaviors in the corporate world as a leader for you and what you might be doing in the corporate world that demonstrate to others, sometimes that you don't even know you're doing, but that demonstrate to others that you're leading.
Okay, so that's a very nice question, I would say, but it would make me reflect upon too many things and too many interactions that I had. I would say perhaps let me start with recognition. And it's a two-way recognition. It's me recognizing that I need to step up and have that feedback with a specific colleague or a specific individual, and being very transparent, very empathetic as well, to understand that individual and the way that they behave in a specific situation, and I provide them a very transparent feedback of what went wrong, how can we fix things, and how can I offer them my expertise or my knowledge. So this is something that might be taking place in not a very good situation, but I was very transparent to accommodate and understand the situation and being transparent and giving feedback. So I'm offering them help. Another example, again with recognition, would be when someone does things right. How can I pass the message? How can I use my network to reach that head of specific department saying, oh, this new graduate have done XYZ. She's doing really great. I've heard good feedback about her. How can I reinforce that good deeds that this individual is doing? How can I motivate her to do more of that? And that would obviously build up her confidence, build up her self-esteem within that wired kind of space, or the working environment in a simple term. So recognition is one example. Another example that I would give is by empowering. And sometimes those who empower are the most who needs empowerment in a way or another. And I feel like people do express themselves. So you treat people the way some people treat people the way that they like to be treated. So you would see a caring person as someone who would love to be cared after, someone who speaks a lot wants someone who listens, someone who would go out, socialize, someone who misses people around. Maybe he was overoccupied for a long period of time. So when I say empowerment, it's more like enabling an individual towards success. Let's say a project is happening, okay, and I'm not leading that project, but I can oversee a colleague who sits next to me, or who sits in a different country perhaps, but we are connected and we work together in a specific team. And I can see that colleague is struggling simply because I've been there, I've done it, maybe the hard way, but I've done it. So I can see that this individual is leaning towards a specific direction, which might not end up with a success, or which might fire back with a client being upset, or another colleague disliking the way that she or he is managing this specific project. So I would sit with that individual and we would redo and revisit the gaps. How can we fix things? And it would be a quick Zoom call of 15 minutes where I would gift her the secret recipes and the tricks, and the project would end with a success. Obviously, the credit won't go immediately to Alia, but to me and to that individual. At least I can see through their eyes that they are appreciative of, let's say, the time, the success itself that we've made together. Obviously, not everyone would know that I did contribute to that, but at least to me, it would be self-satisfactory to an extent that I made something happen in a way or another, even if it was 5%.
I'm going to
say, I think, tell me.
Summary on leadership at this point. Isn't leadership about selflessness?
It is.
Yeah, because what you've just described as you're helping this person is and getting them to feel empowered and getting them to feel that, yeah, I can achieve this. I'm being encouraged and I'm being empowered by what Alia is saying to me. This is giving your power away, as we say. And I have said for a long time that when you empower people, you are not losing power. you are, in many ways, you're gaining power, but not in a negative way. But you're helping them. You're helping them become really positively moving towards getting great results. And so in many ways, leadership is about selflessness. And I know that some of the leaders that I've worked with over the years say that, at the end of the day, when they're going home, that they reflect on the good things that their people have achieved that day, not what they have achieved, but what their people have achieved because of what they have done as leaders.
True.
And as Sheikh Mohammed said, yep, it's about how you help people. You mentioned about treating people the way that you would like to be treated. And I've always pushed back on that statement when it comes to customer service, because it was an old, I probably still used in the customer service area, to treat the customer the way you would like to be treated. Well, no, treat the customer the way they would like to be treated. That's going to get a better result. And to use a bit of an analogy on this, if I'm working with a sheikh, I'm not going to expect that I can treat the sheikh the way I would like to be treated. I would want to treat the sheikh the way that he would want to be treated, because I think that that's, he might want to be treated the same as the way I want to be treated, but I want to treat people the way they want to be treated. And I want to treat you the way I hope you want to be treated. And this has come through leadership. doesn't it? That if we have an understanding of other people, we can understand how they would like to be treated and how we can help them to achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah, no, just reflecting on what you're saying, true to an extent that I can relate. Yeah, because people would have different needs and different ways of expressing their needs,
Yeah.
different language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we say that
Very true.
one of the fundamentals of leadership, of course, is the relationship. Building the relationship with the people that you are then leading and helping. And what you described as helping someone in the example that you gave, clearly it's a relationship. You are not telling that person, are you? You're not being directive, are you?
Mm.
Or you're helping and inspiring them and encouraging them. So I want to come to something which I was aware of on the day that it happened, and you'd sent me a message saying that you were going to an awards ceremony that day. Do you remember that message you sent me? Just by chance that we happened to be serious. We were sending messages. And I said, well, you're going to win. And you did, didn't you?
I did.
You did.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was an award for people, women.
Yes, most progressive women young leader.
Right. It was women in the GCC.
Yes.
Yes. It wasn't just in the in the team that you're in, or in the division that you're in, or in the company that you're in, or in the city or the state, but it was in the Gulf.
Yes.
You won this award. So what did that mean to you when you won the award? What did you think about that?
Now, I can speak a lot upon this now that you've asked this question, and then I don't know, should I filter what should I say between me and my coach, or should I just be open and ignore the fact that this might go and many people would listen to it? But I would choose not to filter. I would choose to just speak my mind. So to a level, I would say I was very proud of myself. I was grateful to that opportunity. Everyone would say that. But to me, I started questioning my potential. What can I do next? How bigger can I grow? What more can I learn? What does this mean? Why am I put in such a situation? Or why did I receive this award? What is the destiny trying to tell me, right? So I had a lot of questions in my mind where I'd be like, it's all about what's next.
Yeah.
Now that you've achieved this, it's a milestone or a celebration of whatever I've been doing for the past 4 years. But what's next in the upcoming next 4 years? Is it an upgrade? And what kind of upgrade? What would change in Alia? Is it something that I need to shift or change in the way that I lead myself from within? And then how do I lead whatever is going all around Alia and her life? So it was more of a reflection, I would say. I don't know if I'm being hard on myself, but I'm happy. It's not like I'm beating up myself. No. It's not like that at all. But it's more of what's next, literally.
I think that's a fantastic answer. 2 parts to it. The first part, you said you were proud of yourself, and you should be, right? Deservedly so. I thought, wow, when I got the message to say I won, I was so very pleased, but pleased for you. And the other part of what you just said was a reflection. Let me just reveal something which happened a few years ago now. I wasn't getting an award, but it was kind of a hypothetical in a sense. And this is at a leadership challenge conference. We call them summits or let's call it a summit or forum in the United States with other certified masters, principally in this event, but a few other people as well. And Jim Kouzes, one of the authors of the Leadership Challenge, was giving a presentation to the 300 or so people who were there, and he's wandering around the room in his presentation, as he does. And he asked this question. He said, it's 5 years from now, and you are being presented with the award for the best leader of the year. What will you say? and he walked past someone and said, what would you say? And he then said, Graham, what would you say? And I quite honestly, and I say this with all modesty, I hope, my immediate response was, and I'm still learning. And Jim said, perfect. If we'd scripted it, that's what I should have said, but we didn't. It was just one of those things that I said, and I'm still learning. So if I was to get that award of Best Leader of the Year, I would not be saying, wow, it all stops now. Good, I'm done it. I'm in. That's it. Stand back. I'm the best leader, and just take note. Refer to me now as the best leader. No. Along the lines of what you just said, what is next? What can I learn? Reflect on what I've done to achieve this. And of course, when you say that, there is so much modesty from you in saying that. So much humility from you to say, what do I need now? How can I learn? What am I reflecting on? So obviously a proud moment to achieve that. And what's the next one? So what do you think you would be doing in the next 5 to 10 years? What direction might your leadership take?
That's a very difficult question for me to answer, because it gives me a lot of things that I want to achieve, and then the question of, will I be able to do all of these in the way that I want, or destiny would take me to somewhere that is much beautiful than I could imagine. But I would say in 5 years, probably not 10 years, in 5 years, I would want to expand my knowledge. So previously I worked in a specific department doing specific tasks or a specific role. And I want to master it properly. I don't want to move unless I'm 100% sure that I've obtained all the knowledge that I want to learn. So I literally had an exercise on Friday where I sat and I simply reflected upon, what do I really want to do in the upcoming 7 months? So I shrinked it now from 5 years to 7 months, but this could give you some more like an example of what my thought process is. And basically I started noting down, what do I want to achieve in the next 7 months entering 2025, right? So I started very simple, from a hobby, how to swim. I don't know how to swim. I've been very busy reading books, writing assignments, learning, going to this program, to that program, to this discussion, to that lecture and so on, that I don't know how to swim. And basically there was one summer where all my sisters went and subscribed into a specific course. It was only me who couldn't go. Why? Because I was working up till 7 p.m. So I missed on that. It was like literally a moment where my sisters were all together during one summer, and I was like, no, I come home very late, so khalas, you can just go and have your time. I'll see when I will learn how to swim. So swimming, for example, is something that I want to learn. It's very simple. Maybe people would say, Alia, seriously? I am serious. Why don't we prioritize these things that we want to learn? So one of that was swimming, for example. Another thing was, how can I master a specific area or a specific topic in a simple way? Not by going and doing a PhD or a master or a bachelor degree, but maybe a certification. And what was that certification? I started searching for that specific certification and I got it. And I have a study plan of that specific certification, and then I need to reflect upon, how can I self-study, how can I teach myself, reach out to specific colleagues, ask for their help, and hopefully obtain that specific certification. So I started literally noting down things that I want to achieve in 7 months, reflect upon timelines, and have that sort of a plan. So that would make me understand that, okay, in let's say the upcoming 1 or 2 years, I would obtain the knowledge that I want from the specific area, and that's career-wise. Maybe something about my academics. What do I want to do? So it's more about publishing my research, which speaks about democratization and sustainable leadership. It's still not yet published, so I really need to focus on that. I really need to do that. Many people would question, why do you want to publish it? Because a paper is not a paper unless you publish it, to me at least. Because what's that impact that you want to create through your paper, through your thought? Yeah, if you just keep it to yourself and to your professor, yeah, so you need to publish that piece of art that you've put into that paper. I would want to be in a position where I would inspire more people to believe in themselves. I always say that people have a lot of good traits, but for some reason, I don't know what that reason is, we need to explore, they limit themselves to a specific frame simply because of maybe that social contract that they've been in, maybe that environment that they've grown, the upbringings, the family, the society. I have no idea. Maybe I'm privileged to have my mom and dad, my siblings, even though that we bully each other a lot, but we're there for each other. And I would really want to be that person, whether it's through mentorship, whether it's through a specific program that I take myself into, and then I wouldn't say coach them, but maybe mentor them is the right word, to meet these young people and have that conversation with them, be it through my career or my the organization that I work for, or something outside as well.
Let me make a couple of comments. The first one is about swim. And I've said for a long time, there's certain things that we learn, we really don't learn them until we do it. And you really can't read about becoming a swimmer. You've got to do it. You can't read a book and say, oh, I think you can do that. You've got to get into the water and move the arms and move the body. You've got to do that and feel the sensation of the water around you. And the analogy to that is being a leader, right? You can read about being a leader. You can read about what you should be doing, but it is what you do that you then see the results, that you recognize, yeah, I'm getting somewhere. This is having real value. And that is reflected in what you just said about the study and the books and sharing with others and helping young women to believe in themselves. You know, I was also, when you were saying that, I was reflecting on a quote from a book written by Sheikh Mohammed some years ago. I think I may have mentioned this quote to you. Maybe I haven't. But in the book, we all know, those of us who have been in the UAE know that he's written quite a few books. But this book was called Flashes of Thought. And in his book, Flashes of Thought, he says, watch out, men, the women are coming. And I really think that he had Alia Al Ali in his mind when he said that. He was at least saying, this is possible. Women are coming. And we now know in the recent years that women in the UAE and certainly in other GCC countries have moved up to higher leadership positions than they had previously. And this is fantastic. This is, I know that you are going to play a significant part as you get a little older, perhaps not too much older than that because you are still very young, that you are going to make a difference in terms of leading other people and inspiring women, Emirati women and others, to achieve amazing things. Am I right?
Inshallah. Inshallah, yes.
Yes. I'm really sure. And because I know a little bit more about you than perhaps we've talked about. You mentioned your family a few minutes ago, and I know that your mother and your aunt played a significant part in framing your attitude towards your moving forward in life and your ambition and your belief in yourself. Correct?
True. Correct. At least they redirected me a lot. So whenever I reflect upon something that happened on the day and I would be very upset about it and I would be like, I'm going to go back and do this and do that, they would remind me of my upbringings, about my, about our, let's say,
Good.
morals, traits, don't do this, why do you do that, so that I would reframe me into what I should be like, someone who is polite, caring, someone who is well behaved, well spoken, um, you know, and not be someone who is with a mask in a corporate world, because we don't want to do that, right?
But they were also, I think, encouraging you to speak the truth and speak what you believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Being polite is not speaking truth. Being polite is saying the truth in the best way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you're not just being subservient. You're not just being compliant. You are expressing your views politely. You are empowering others and you're having respect and you're getting great results. Alia, I'm really sure that in a few years' time, when we come back and revisit this, that you will have achieved some amazing things, more so than you have even so far on your journey. I know that there's a whole lot of wonderful things waiting for you and you're going to achieve them. I have the greatest faith in what you're going to achieve. And I really sincerely hope that I can observe that path along the way as you're achieving those things. Thank you for spending this time with us today. And I hope that people who are listening have an understanding of what women, young women in the Emirates particularly, can achieve.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the entire conversation. I really enjoyed it. And obviously, I would reflect upon it a lot, because it's all about reflection, exploration. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you once again, Alia. Thank you.